You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And also YouTube, it's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And then gotta say, I did not expect that Sinners would have as good a second weekend as it did the first weekend. It only dropped 4.8% from last week, which is the lowest drop from the first week to the second week for a wide release movie in the history of cinema. When I say that that's unheard of, it is literally unheard of. No one has ever heard of that happening, nor seen it happening. Sinners came in number one at $45.7 million. The week previous, it was $48 million. Now it has a worldwide gross of $163 million, and it has an international take of $40 million. And it is growing. For what I mean by that is it only had 15 million international its first week. And it now has another 25 million added onto it, meaning it's gaining momentum internationally. Domestically, it added another 40 theaters. That's unusual for a horror movie. Horror movies, especially if they're rated R, are usually limited in their appeal to movie theaters. One, not all theaters are going to show rated R movies. It's definitely an R movie. And also, it's a mostly African-American cast. It's probably not playing in Idaho. Can we tell the truth? So the ceiling most people thought was on the movie for the first week. But it's adding theaters. It's retaining its average take per theater, something that we just haven't seen before. And it remained, obviously, at number one in its second week. Interestingly enough, did you see what came in second place this week, Tuwala?
I did. I thought that was going to do better.
Well, put it this way. I didn't know that there was such a market to see the 20th anniversary re-release of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. First, it's hard to believe that was 20 years ago.
Yes.
And Hayden Christensen, he's not aging well.
Okay.
He's not aging well.
He has had a fantastic resurgence.
Yes, he has.
His appearance at the Star Wars Festival in Japan recently literally tore the roof off. His announcement that he's coming back for the next season of Ahsoka. And there is now, because there is such a fervor surrounding him, there is actually talk of doing a live action series, kind of like Clone Wars, where we're going to see some other adventures of Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and all them as adults growing up, live action. I'm like, because he's popping right now. So the re-release did good.
25 million. And that does go to the total of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. They don't separate it. It's just all put in one pot. Coming in third this week is The Accountant 2. I rewatched The Accountant 1 last night so I could get myself ready to see The Accountant 2. Yes, I went back to the theater. I tried to, forget what happened last time. I was a real big fan of the first Accountant. Ben Affleck, J.K. Simmons. The Accountant 2, let me just put it this way. See the first one, because there are a lot of threads which are carried over to the second one. There are plot lines, there are characters, there are storylines and character history, which won't make any sense at all if you've not seen the first one and seen it recently to refresh your memory. So you know who this person is, their backstory, because they're not going to introduce the people. You're just going to have to kind of know who they are and the importance to the overall story arc. Ben Affleck, I think, is actually a pretty damn good actor. He obviously plays an autistic savant killer. Mm-hmm. He is a killer, but the way he processes information is different from the rest of us, as we're called normies. It's a great acting performance. It probably won't get the just due that I think it deserves. John Bernthal is hilarious in this. He's actually playing a comedic brother killer. He was in the first one, but you get to see more of his character's personality. When I say it only brought in 24 million, which is not bad. It wasn't a huge release. It was only in 3,600 theaters. For an action movie, I'm expecting over 4,000 theaters. It wasn't.
But see, that's not a film that was widely released the first time.
That's true.
And it's not a film that has a huge following. I'd say almost now it's grown more of a cult following, because when I talk about it, a lot of people are like, what is The Accountant?
Most people, right. The first movie, it's almost like either you saw it or you didn't. You either liked it or you didn't, but it wasn't one which generated a lot of publicity.
No.
I liked it. So when I talked about this back at the end of 2024, I was looking forward to this sequel, and I'm glad they did it. I think it did the first one pretty good justice. I enjoyed it. I understand if other people don't necessarily care for it, but it brought in 37 million worldwide. I don't think the budget could have been too large on this one. Let me look it up real quick.
It was 44 million.
And it brought in 37 million worldwide. Okay, this first week. They're doing okay. You know what that means, Mark?
Number 3.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because they're just making money.
Wait,
at this one.
does the story call for a third time?
Yes, it does.
Really?
It does, because this is not giving anything away.
Is there just
Ben
more
Affleck's
accounting?
character was an accountant for the mob,
Yeah.
and he was doing a lot of illegal stuff with a lot of shady characters. He also has ties to the federal government. And J.K. Simmons' character was using the accountant to help solve crimes in the first movie.
I didn't realize the first one made as much as it did. I'm seeing $155 million.
It was a slow burn.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't realize people were clamoring for sequels to that. I kind of enjoyed it, but
I don't know if anyone was clamoring. I think this one was just done. I don't know if anyone was like, hey, we need...
I think there was more than just a little bit of a push. When you talk about 155 million for a more obscure Ben Affleck movie, which has done better than a lot of his movies as of late, there's enough of an audience where, now I know they wanted more than a 24 million domestic haul for its first week, but it's doing well enough to justify a third movie. There's enough story to be told the way they tell it. It's almost episodic, where in this movie, it's a very specific story about helping a very specific family, almost in an Equalizer sort of way. I don't want to give it away.
That was the first one. He was helping a girl, right? Or was she just did she just get caught up in the accounting?
Yeah. She got caught up. In the first one, talking about actress Anna Kendrick, she was a secondary character who was introduced midway, and because of what Ben Affleck's character and Anna Kendrick's character revealed through their accounting, she all of a sudden was in danger.
did he help her file an extension?
Here we go.
Damn it.
Here we go.
Oh, no. Time out for you, good sir. What?
All I'm going to say is watch the first movie. It prepares you for the second movie, because otherwise you'll see these characters like, why should I care about them? Well, you need to have seen the first movie to know why you should care about them.
I saw the first one like maybe 2 years ago.
And you need to see it again just to get yourself up to date, and it'll make the second movie make all that much more sense. We have J.K. Simmons in the first movie. When you see him in the second movie, you won't have any, you will not be any way unclear as far as what he's doing, why he's there.
What about the action? We were talking about movies with satisfying action before we got on the air. Is the violence in this satisfying? Is it good?
The violence in this is satisfying, but there's not as much as the first one. The first one, when you see the first one, it's way on the top.
As much accounting.
No, he is, but it's not on the. I don't know. Maybe
he needs to hold people to account.
He does.
This is going to be a lower filing.
No.
The return on this.
He's going to get 1040 in. I promise you.
Okay.
He's going to follow Schedule C on that ass.
My biggest question, because already whatchamacallit is just now available on streaming.
A Working Man?
Yeah, we were like, what the hell? How soon? Like how many weeks before I have to?
Oh, I would say 3 to 4 weeks. It did well enough its first week. They're going to keep it in theaters.
Okay, 3 to 4 weeks. Okay.
We got to go to break, but I got to remind you, we're going to give away another pair of tickets to the Renaissance Pleasure Fair in Irwindale later on tonight. So you got to keep listening. You got to keep watching on our YouTube stream. And the tickets we're giving out tonight are good through May 11th, so you don't have to feel like you have to rush. But highly recommend the Renaissance Pleasure Fair in Irwindale. That's coming up soon. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640.
I mean, that's what I want to do.
Do what?
I want to give them free fentanyl.
I can't understand what you're saying. You wanted to get them what?
I want to give them all the fentanyl they want.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Let's talk about Sebastian Stan real quick. Sebastian Stan, you know, that's the actor who plays Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I did not know, Tuwala, that he's actually Romanian, as in born in Romania.
Wait, what?
He's Romanian. The Romanian-born actor. I did not know that.
Wow.
I didn't know that. And it probably explains, yes, I know Romanians don't speak Russian, but I'm saying it probably explains why his Russian pronunciation was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's much more believable. I mean, if you're from an Eastern Bloc country, you probably heard some Russian. You know, you probably can pronounce it better than most.
I always assumed that Stan was a shortened version of some European name.
You think so? Mm-hmm.
It's got a ski at the end of it for sure.
Maybe. I just thought it was a stage name of some sort, but who knows with actors today. But someone will look it up and tell me, like Mark
Sebastian.
or Tuwala.
It's not on
Stanilopoulos.
Wikipedia. I don't know what it is.
Stanilopoulos.
That would be Greek.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep trying.
Okay.
But anyhow, Sebastian Stan, and I didn't remember him from the movie Hot Tub Time Machine. Do you? I like that movie. I just don't remember him. I remember William Zabka more than I do Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, I don't remember him in it at all. I love that movie.
I do too. Now, there was a lot wrong with it. The fact that they had a brother with a high top fade and the movie was set in 1986, that was incorrect. They did not have the high top fade in 1986.
You got to hire a consultant for that stuff.
Well, you should. I'm being serious because people who lived through that time remember that time. There were some things they just got wrong, but I still think fondly about the movie. I mentioned Hot Tub Time Machine because Sebastian Stan, who was in that 2010 movie, he credits that movie with keeping his career alive and keeping him afloat personally. Quote, I was actually struggling with work, and this is in a conversation with Vanity Fair. I had just gotten off the phone with my business manager who told me I was saved by $65,000 that came in residuals from Hot Tub Time Machine. I'm thinking if not for Hot Tub Time Machine, Sebastian Stan may have given up on acting.
We wouldn't have the coolest Winter Soldier possible.
Absolutely. He may have gone on to do something else in life. And people, I think, forget how difficult it is to make it in Hollywood as an actor. It's not just, you do a movie and it's rainbows and roses after that. You have Sebastian Stan, who was working relatively consistently, but could not stay afloat. He was in a major motion picture, Hot Tub Time Machine. He was able to bring in $65,000 in residuals, which meant that he at least had that much in his actual appearance in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Right.
So he made a little money, but the money doesn't last forever. You still have to keep working. And it wasn't, if this was 2010, The Winter Soldier came out in 2014. And I don't know if he had any credits in between, but that's a long time in between, I'm sure.
Those Marvel movies have saved more than one career. I saw an interview with Paul Bettany talking about how he was sitting on a curb thinking his career was done before he got the part of the Vision.
Yeah,
don't forget about Robert Downey Jr. And there are a lot of people who have been saved and resurrected by Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Sebastian Stan's, according to research here, Sebastian Stan's real name is indeed Sebastian Stan.
I'm not buying it.
No middle name,
Yeah, I don't
as in Romania, many individuals are born with no middle name.
My wife doesn't have a middle name. Does that mean she was born in Romania?
It's
Probably.
That's the reason.
Probably. Or maybe there's some Romanian ancestry that's, in her lineage.
Who knows? Who knows? Now, it makes me want to see Hot Tub Time Machine, but look at the people who are in Hot Tub Time Machine. They are all relatively known or working actors. John Cusack, Craig Robinson, Clark Duke. You would know them at least by face, but arguably Sebastian Stan is the most successful of all of them at this point. You think about his
Craig
recent.
Robinson, he keeps the check going.
No, he keeps the check going, but Sebastian Stan was just recently nominated for an Oscar.
Oh,
There's levels
for
to
the
this,
Trump
as the kids
movie.
say. Yeah.
Did John Cusack ever win?
Come on now. Come on now. I like John Cusack, but come on now.
Stop it.
He's good.
And he is leading the Thunderbolts film. He is the main person in that film. Sebastian Stan is keeping a check. Mark, don't forget Sunday. Thunderbolts.
That's this Sunday?
It's guys' afternoon out.
Wait a second. What time?
It's
We're going to eat beforehand, right?
Like during the day?
Yes, it's during the day. Yes.
It's your morning, our day.
Mark, you have not forgotten, sir. I promise you have not forgotten this.
Oh no, I have not forgotten about
Okay.
You don't want the
this
free
thing
food
that we're going to be doing.
that I'm
Yes.
giving?
Because the movie is Sunday at 4:15, so
Oh.
we can have a nice lunch beforehand.
Yeah.
Yes.
What out for sushi?
Wouldn't you rather eat afterward in the evening?
You can do both. I'm just saying I'm treating beforehand.
I see. Okay.
Now,
well,
what you do at 7:00 or whatever when the movie's over, that's on you.
I'm looking forward to this event that we have scheduled in advance.
You just forgot.
Way in advance.
Totally forgot.
Way in advance.
You're not doing
Mark.
anything else. Don't even try it.
Okay.
He's gonna.
He's going to try to
gonna
pull
bow
something.
out.
He's going to
Yeah.
try to pull something.
Yeah.
Oh, coming down with something.
Yeah, he's gonna
Oh.
pull out or something like that.
Come on, Mark. You got to stay in.
I'll be there.
You got to stay in for the long shot.
I'll be in.
Okay.
It's later with Mo Kelly. We're going to talk about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They're no longer nominees. The inducted class has been announced. That's coming up, as well as your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Renaissance Pleasure Fair. You know, maybe we should do it right now, or should we have them wait?
Hey, look, you're druthers.
We'll have them right now. We'll have them wait. No, we'll have them wait right now.
What?
Or we could do it later.
Wait, which
or
is
do it
it?
right now. We'll have them wait.
In the name of God, which is it?
KFI AM 640, later with Mo Kelly, live on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI Mo Kelly, live on YouTube right now. Make sure you subscribe. Makes it easier to find the show when you subscribe. I don't get anything out of it when you subscribe. I'm saying this is for you. When you subscribe, it pops right up. You know which link to hit, so you're not hitting an older show. Like my mother would say, I don't know which show it is. Subscribe, mommy. Yes, I call my mother mommy. She'll be mommy for the rest of my life or hers, whichever ends first. Don't want to be morbid, just being serious. She's mommy for life. My father was daddy for life. So I was having a conversation with my mother. I said, Mommy, what you need to do, you got to subscribe. And when you subscribe, it makes it real easy to find the live link. So that's why I say to you, just go ahead and subscribe. If you want to hang out with us each and every night and hang out in the chat, which is off the chains, make it easy for yourself. Just put it right there. And if you should miss a show, here's another reason why you should subscribe. You'll be able to find any missed episode real easy. Real easy. We date the shows now, so you'll know which show we heard. We listened to you. You were complaining. You were talking out the side of your mouth, talking all slick. Talking about why is it you don't date the shows? Okay, we've dated the shows. You got no more excuses. All right. We've had a nice influx of new subscribers, but to make it easier on you, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube at Mr. Mo Kelly. We talked about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the nominee class some months ago when it was just announced. You had first-time nominees like Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, Bad Company. Well, they are going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Also, Cyndi Lauper. Also, and this is going to really piss off Mark Ronner, rap pioneers, Outkast.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
Rock duo, The White Stripes. Yep.
And
And grunge master, Soundgarden. Yes. Look, you could play Black Hole Sun at my funeral. That's one of my favorites.
It's a dirge,
Seriously.
so
I
you
don't
might as well.
Well, look,
dirge.
It is a dirge.
How dare you?
stop using words we don't know the meanings of.
You don't know the meaning of dirge. Well, it's what they play at funerals.
Okay.
That does not qualify.
So he's supporting you.
I guess so. I just don't trust anything he says.
Nor should you.
Also, you know who was also inducted? Salt and Pepper.
Congratulations to Dee Dee Roper. Spinderella.
You know them. I mean,
Yes.
you know them.
Yes.
I've met them on a couple occasions, but you know them.
Spin is my ace. Love Spinderella, and that brought me nothing but joy for them to not only be nominated, and that they will be going in, but that it seems to have healed old wounds, and they are coming together again as a group. There was a lot of strife, acrimony, public, and they've all been very public about it. So this isn't me spreading rumors. They've all been very, very public about it. But this has made them look back and say, you know what, y'all? We need to come together because we're better together than we are apart. So I will absolutely be tuning in to see them get their flowers.
There are other folks, get Musical Influence Award and Musical Excellence Award, but just talking about the main inductees, I think they're all absolutely deserving. And I always have to put this disclaimer out there because people don't know what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is.
Mark Ronner.
Yes. It's not for the rock genre.
Mark Ronner.
It's just called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Are we clear,
in other
Mark
words,
Ronner?
it's meaningless, is what you're saying.
No, it's
completely meaningless.
No.
What are you going through? Why do you hate
Just
music?
Think of it
why
as
do you hate
like the
America?
Music Hall of Fame, okay? They just call it the Rock Hall of Fame, which is more about counterculture than it is the music genre.
The Corporate Success Hall of Fame. Okay.
No, it's definitely not corporate success because there are a lot of people who are missing from this Rock Hall. Let me tell you. But every single year, I have someone who will email me, tweet me when I was on Twitter, hit me on Instagram, say, I don't understand how you can say that Salt and Pepper deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They do rap music. They don't
Mark
do.
Ronner says these things.
I know. And I always have the same answer. Why don't you go tell me who was on the first inductee list? Names like Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, James Brown. It's not rock and roll. It's counterculture. It's not a rock genre. And I'll have to have the same freaking conversation next year because people like Mark Ronner over there who are insistent on making this about the rock genre. And I love me some rock music, but it doesn't apply to the Hall of Fame.
Look at this face he's making.
It's inclusive of rock music and rock artists.
So I guess we can expect Enya sometime soon, huh?
Maybe if it's voted in.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Alanis Morissette. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Beach Boys.
Hey, some Bing Crosby.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Beach Boys isn't in?
I don't know. I don't think they are.
Oh.
Let's look it up.
They
I
deserve
don't,
it.
Travesty.
They absolutely deserve
I
it.
don't think they're in.
Based on the qualifications, the Beach Boys absolutely should be in. But,
Beach Boys Rock Hall of Fame. Oh, they were inducted in 1988. I'm correct.
What about whoever composed the Muzak on the speakers at Kmart? Is he going to get inducted?
That could be under Musical Influence Award. I'm being serious.
Okay.
Could.
Damn it, Mark.
That's influence. Look, you'll never walk into the Kmart the same way if they were still open.
Uh-huh.
Any other smart ass remarks?
No, this makes perfect sense. And I'm glad you brought it to my attention.
All right.
You're tripping. You are.
Can we go to break now? Are you composed enough after making all of your jokes?
No jokes here. This is serious business, and you're doing a valuable public service.
You want a laugh track to go along with it?
No.
You sure? You positive? Give me another joke, Mark, before we go to break.
No. Who else is going to be on the list, do you think? Can we get some yacht rock into the Hall of Fame, too? Because I like that, too.
Actually, there is some yacht rock. I just don't know all the artists. Let me see.
Right on, man.
Christopher Cross.
Yeah.
Rock Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame.
While he's looking that up, the introduction criteria, Mark, is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has a significant criteria, including significant impact and influence on rock and roll music, i.e., all music.
Oh, yeah. You know who's missing is New Shoes. They had that I Can't Wait song. They should be in there. Yeah, New Shoes. We got to start a petition.
Yeah, I'd put him in. One hit wonder.
You certainly would.
How about Jane Child? Do you remember her?
I do. I always wanted to tug that chain from her nose to her ear.
You do remember her? No, she was a Prince find, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, Prince discovered her.
That explains it.
Yep, I Don't Want to Fall in Love, her only hit.
That explains it.
It's later with Mo Kelly. We're going to check in with George Norrie, and also I have my final thought. We're live everywhere on YouTube. Please subscribe for your own good, not mine, so you can find the show whenever you want. And we're also live on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube right now. Sign up and subscribe at Mr. Mo Kelly. And we're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. George Norrie, Coast to Coast AM. George, good evening, sir.
Mr. Kelly, we've got a classic Coast to Coast show tonight. We're talking about biblical tribulation, ancient mysteries. We've got it all on Coast to Coast and KFI.
I absolutely love it. I'll be listening on my way home. And speaking of my way home, before I get out of here and give you my final thought, I still got to give you away this last pair of tickets to the Renaissance Pleasure Fair, which will be in Irwindale. It's going on right now through May 18th. And since its inception, more than 5 million people from around the world have visited Southern California's Renaissance Pleasure Fair, averaging approximately 20,000 people each weekend. Now, the tickets we're giving out right now are good through May 11th. So let's open up the phones and caller number 7. If you're caller number 7, you and a guest will be going to the Renaissance Pleasure Fair. And let me get to this final thought. And it's connected to a conversation I had with Jackie Ray during Beyond the Box Score. And it's something we've touched upon before, but we have to update it. I don't like when people want to have it both ways. Supposedly, you're about principle, you have strong beliefs, but a lot of times you want it both ways. You want, as they say, your cake and eat it as well. I don't like when someone wants to hold me to a standard that they themselves can't meet or have no intentions of meeting. Super Bowl MVP and Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts chose not to go to the White House with the rest of his team today as part of the White House celebration for champions. The visit was announced earlier this month, but it was never a foregone conclusion. I say that because the team opted not to visit the White House when the organization last won the Super Bowl in 2018. But today was the team celebration at the White House. And in the weeks leading up to it, Jalen Hurts and others were asked incessantly about whether they would attend. In fact, we have video of it right now on our YouTube channel. But this is not the players inviting the scrutiny. This is the media asking them over and over again, are you going to go? If not, why? What are the reasons why you would or would not go? And that has influenced our expectations, both positive and negative. But it's not something the players have encouraged. Not Jalen Hurts. In fact, he's had no comment about it at any time. There are some who continue to say that players have a responsibility to show up, and they will say things like, it's about honoring the president. I've heard that again and again, honoring the president, respecting the president. Well, that's weird because it actually isn't. It's about honoring the team. The team won the championship. The team got the invite. You're celebrating the team. And it's a bit dishonest to pay more attention to Jalen Hurts not attending, who said nothing, as opposed to a player like Freddie Freeman for the Dodgers, who also didn't show up, supposedly because he was injured. I think he played the next night, so I guess he felt better. Are we supposed to believe the Freeman injury excuse, but not Jalen Hurts? Because in a media sense, there was far more focus on Jalen Hurts for whatever reasons. But again, this is why we need to do away with the tradition. I have been consistent. Do away with it. It's not about siding. It's about ending. It no longer holds the same perception. Traditions do come and go. Just this past weekend, for example, the White House Correspondents' Dinner went without a comedian. That broke tradition. That too was done because the politics of the day just couldn't be overcome. It's just not the same anymore. And another tradition, the president used to attend that event. Donald Trump broke that tradition during his first term as president. My point is, Traditions come and they go. My point is, it's been done. Traditions are not forever. You don't have to continue traditions which are either out of step with the times or put those connected to the tradition in uncomfortable or impossible situations. I do remember telling you about musicians and performers who've received considerable pushback for performing for the Trump inauguration, including artists like Snoop Dogg. It wasn't always like this, but it's like this now, like it or not. For as much as we talk about free speech, and this goes back to principles and having it both ways, we got to be mindful that free speech, it's a conversation. It's not just a monologue. You have your say, I have my say, athletes have their say, the president has his say. But like I said at the top, we can't have it both ways. Sports has always included politics, always, from Jesse Owens at the Olympics to Muhammad Ali to Tommy Smith and John Carlos. Oh, you probably don't know who they were. You better Google them. To Jackie Robinson, to Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs. The list is endless. Regardless of decade, politics have been part of the sports landscape. But we've never had a time in which a president was so actively involved in political dialogue surrounding sports in so many ways. It's just different now. Nonetheless, we can't have it both ways. If the expectation, and I'm coming home, if the expectation is that athletes are to all visit the White House when invited, then there should be equal emphasis on the president staying out of sports commentary, which would include trans people in sports. You thought I forgot. Can't have it both ways. Be angry at both or be angry at neither, but you got to make a choice. Otherwise, principles don't matter. For KFI AM 640, I'm Mo Kelly.
If you missed it, we got it.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live